Hi, are you a competitive rider looking for more speed? Well, I had an opportunity to test out a set of carbon wheels, and the folks from Madfiber racing wheels in Seattle, they supplied me with a set of their tubular ceramic bearing wheels. The whole assembly, even the spokes, are made out of carbon, and it weighs in at 1,085 grams, making these the lightest, probably strongest wheels on the planet. So how good are these carbon wheels? Well, I have a Garmin bike computer, so let's rewrite some of my favorite climbs and we'll compare them to my stock wheels. In the shadow of Washington State's largest volcano lies a mountain climb known to many. Sunrise sits at 6,500 feet of elevation on the northeast flank of Mt.Rainier. With alpine meadows, cool mountain air, and beauty in all directions, the road leading to Sunrise climbs 3,000 vertical feet from the forest below. Climb starts at the White River Ranger Station. See you out there! And for the first 3.5 miles, the road ascends over several rolling hills to the gated entrance of the climb. This is going to be a good test for these wheels. The first thing I notice is that I'm mowing down the rolling hill section. "14 minutes flat to get to White River. Now I climb 10 miles up on a 7% grade 1 slope for nearly 3,000 vertical feet. First up, the S-turns. 4 miles of winding steep turns. It takes a lot of power to make it around them. I've never ridden on carbon wheels before. I had no idea what to expect. The wheels spin up with minimum effort, allowing me to save a little energy. After the S-turns comes a 2.5 mile slog on a steady 7% grade. Conditions are perfect for the test. I ride up to Sunrise Point at 6,100 feet. We can now see Mt.Rainier up close. It takes us 8 minutes to cover the 2.25 miles to Sunrise, completing the ride in 1 hour and 5 minutes. That's 3 minutes faster than my personal best time, about a 5% improvement overall. Not to mention, it moves me up to 12th place overall on Strava. With its smoother road surface, Chinook Pass climbs for 6 miles up to 4,700 feet on Highway 410. I chose to ride on a weekday morning to avoid the weekend traffic. It climbs up a steady 7% grade 2 to the foot of Chinook Pass. At Chinook Pass, the road winds around the side of a rock buttress. You ascend scaling higher up on the flanks with the magnificent views. It climbs for 3.5 miles. The Pacific Crest Trail crosses over the summit at 5,400 feet. I finished them both in 58 minutes. On Cayuse and Chinook, my previous best was 1 hour and 5 minutes, so we saved 7 minutes. About a 10% improvement there. And best of all, I moved up to 2nd place. Then we descend down the east side of Chinook Pass. It's a steady 6 to 7% grade 2 climb of 1,760 feet and goes for about 7 miles on a good road surface with wide shoulders. I complete this test in 39 minutes, 1.2 mile per hour improvement of 10%, moving me up to 4th place for the east side of Chinook Pass. The Cedar River Trail. Less than a mile from where I live is a steady old railroad grade that's converted into a bike trail. For 11 miles, the trail goes from Renton to Maple Valley along the Maple Valley Highway. Since I ride this trail regularly, I was curious to see how the Madfiber wheels would perform on a flat ride. At first, I was so busy filming, I did not consider the time that I was making. After a few miles, I noticed that I'm going 21 miles an hour. With my old wheels, I'd be pushing at my max heart rate to maintain this speed. Here, I can just sit down in the saddle and spin a lower gear using less energy. By maintaining this speed, I will have a good time on Strava. Bad news, the trail's out for 1/4 of a mile. It reduces my time by about a minute on the round trip. On the way back to Renton, I keep my head down from the headwinds. I think I'll get a good time for this ride. I'm anxious to see the data, so we plug in the Garmin and upload the ride to Strava.com and check the results. Here's the data for the Cedar River Trail. The trip was 21.8 miles. The elapsed time was 1 hour and 2 minutes to do it. That's 5 minutes faster than our previous best time, or a savings of about 10%. And best of all, it moves us up to second place. Only 30 seconds off of first place. But I had to slow down for that trail construction, so we lost about a minute with that. Also, I saw an improvement of 10 to 20% consistently on all my local hill climbs. The Madfiber wheels perform flawlessly going up these steep, sharp hills. Riders have asked me about the strength of these wheels. Well, while descending, they ride straight and true, and there's no flex while cornering. There are no rider weight restrictions, and they come with a 5-year warranty. I'd recommend these wheels. I enjoyed them on my favorite climbs, and at the end of the rides, I noticed I was a lot less tired. Give them a try. See for yourself.